Hey YouTubers, what's going on? It is your boy once again, RKO2582, here to do my Raw review for August the 27th, 2012. Let's not waste any time and get this Raw review underway. Alright, we kicked off the night with, of course, Jerry, the punk hater, Lawler. Yeah, and then he went straight to the ring and stuff, and then he felt like he misquoted what he said on Raw 1000 when he felt like during, of course, Punk's GTS around the world on the Rock when he said, "I turned my back on the WWE Universe," and then he said, "I want an apology," and then CM Punk comes out and pretty much he said, "I justified being the Rock." He said, "I felt justified." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't like the fact you were painting me as a bad guy." He's like, "Oh, instead you're the bad guy." And then he's like, "Your lack of respect." And he's like, "You're only in the Hall of Fame because you beat nobody from Memphis and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, it's me, best in the world, WWE champion, against you, a commentator." And he's like, he's like, "I'm gonna give you till the whole night to fight and stuff." And he said, "And if we do," he said, "I'll be a man of my word. I'll let you get the first shot at me." And that's how Raw kicked off. So we had the return of Jack Swagger, Dorkadoofus. Wow, we haven't seen him in forever. But he was going up against Feed Me, Feed Me More Ryback. And like any other Ryback match, I was surprised Jack Swagger got some offense on Ryback. But in the end, Ryback hits him with the shell shock. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Ryback. Feed me more! Feed me more! Done! Alright, we have another Divas match on Raw, and just when the Divas match is about to start, here comes, "Excuse me!" Oh my god! Vicky freaking Guerrero, and she's like, "I have an announcement!" Yeah, funny enough, and she was watching the Divas match and stuff. And then, of course, Layla wins with a kick and stuff. This was an alright Divas match. And then, of course, Vicky's like, "You're done now, Layla, leave." And then he's like, "Oh, last week, AJ was abusing her, blah, 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 blah." And then, some hope, AJ Lee, my baby, your Raw GM, and thought she was going to talk. Hell no. Bitch slash Vicky and went psych on her ass. And I loved it, loved it, loved it. My personal mark out moment of the night for sure. And then Vicky runs away like the cow that she is. And you just gotta love crazy chicks. Crazy chicks! Yes! 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 And yes. Alright, you have The Miz. Oh, no. Yeah, your Intercontinental Champion. Going up against, you love him, you hate him, John Cena. And, yeah, this match was alright. And, pretty much I knew in my heart that John Cena was going to get the victory. And rightfully so, and happily kicked the Miz's ass. Yeah, because you know me, I want the Miz. And, yeah, and that's how we end with that. And next, we have a match that I didn't give 2 cents about. You had the one man Southern Rock Bam Baby Heath Slater against Santino freaking Morello. And as the match was going on, once Santino was getting ready for the Cobra, then here comes Oxana, and he acting like the Cobra has a mind of its own. Are you kidding me? And then surprisingly enough, he still wins. He beats Heath Slater, and I was surprised we didn't see Antonio Cesaro come out, but whatever. Yeah, like I said, I didn't give a crap about that match. Our next was a tag team match. You had Brodus Clay and Sin Cara going up against this pair made in heaven. You had the intellectual savior among the masses, Damien Sandow, and as Damien Sandow, I finally found a person who had an intelligent conversation like yours truly. Cody Rhodes, and I was so happy. Never thought these two would join forces, but anyway, they work really good together, and I hope they team more often. And in the end, as the car takes out Sandow, you had Brodus Clay hits the splash on Cody Rhodes 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Brodus Clay and Sin Cara. All right, you have our true Little Jimmy and versus Daniel Bryan, and this was another quick match. And once he was talking to Little Jimmy about the Milwaukee and stuff, and then yeah, Daniel Bryan was pretty much acting like he was trying to resist the yes no, which he was, but as we only knew, it was only a matter of time before he snapped again, and he once, yeah, I know, and D-Bar snapped with the fans, and he was all like, yeah, no, yeah, and then due to that, he got counted out. And then, yeah, R-Truth wins by count out. Damn it! Daniel Bryan got screwed. Hear me? He got screwed. No! 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 Time to play the game. One. Could it be? Alright, Triple H, yeah, makes his huge announcement that they've been hyping up all night for. Pretty much thinking, like, is this really game over for Triple H? And he pretty much started out saying, like, we're just going to cut the chase. Am I going to retire? And then the fans were saying, no, 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 no. And then Triple H said, you know, in WWE a lot, you hear the saying, never say never. And then he felt like he was at a crossroads right now. He said, I want to be the game. I want to be the Super Evil Assassin. I want to be the King of Kings. I want to beat Brock Lesnar's ass. And then at the same time, he says, I feel like I can't. And he's not sure. And pretty much, in other words, he wants to do some soul searching. He didn't say he was going to retire and all that stuff, but pretty much we're not going to see him for a good while. Yeah, you know, trying to step back. Maybe this could lead up to, I guess, the Brock Lesnar Triple H rematch down the road. Alright, next we have another tag team match. You had your Money in the Bank, Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio joining forces, going up against Randy Orton and Sheamus, your world champion. And first, I hated when Dolph Ziggler mocked Rocky J's entrance. He was doing his own version of Jericho. I hated that. But anyway, yeah, this tag match was pretty good. I mean, once it got towards the end, I mean, after that Irish curse that Sheamus did on Ziggler, that was sick. And then just when it looked like Ziggler was once again, you know, thinking about that Money in the Bank, and then just about to do it, and Randy Orton denies him and back breaks him, and then of course Sheamus ends with what else? Boom, 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 bro kick 1, 2, 3, your winners. Sheamus and Randy Orton. And due to what we just saw tonight, Booker T tweeted that this Friday on SmackDown you're going to see Randy Orton 1-on-1 versus Dolph Ziggler in the main event. So, can't wait to see that. Alright, you had woo 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 Long Island Z, Zack Ryder, you know it, Vitamin Z baby. Yeah, if you haven't, you need to go check out Ring Road Rebellion's recent video of Vitamin Z, and they were recently on this past week's yeah, Z True Long Island Store. They were broskies of the week and rightfully deserved. I love Ring Road Rebellion. If you haven't, go check out their video. It's cool. Alright, anyways, Zack Ryder going up against David Otunga, Carlton Banks, and he beats Carlton Banks with a rough. I was worried that he's going to lose, but yes, and then Kane, I'd say Kane, best commentator ever. He didn't say a freaking word, and pretty much we had to hear Michael Cole bore us to damn death like he always do every week. And it looked like Kane was going to choke Flame Ryder, but instead he got Carlton Banks. And yes, I marked out for Kane for the first time in a long, long while. So, who knows? I hope Kane keeps this up. Maybe he might start making me a fan of his again. Because right now, I just don't care for Kane right now. But slowly, he's starting to, you know, make me like him again. Who knows? And now, the main event. You had Jerry the King Lawler and versus WWE Champion Punk. Best in the world! Because PWI 500 said so. And And the choices were via Twitter that it would be a tables match, steel cage, or no DQ. But after the result, it was pretty much obvious it was going to be a steel cage match. But before that, my baby AJ announces that pretty much at Night Champions, pretty much we saw this coming anyway. Punk is going to defend the W title. Who else? John Cena. And yeah, pretty much Punk, like when the match started, Punk kept his promise saying like, let you get the first item. Jerry King Lawler bopped him in the mouth, and Punk like, whew. And this was an alright steel cage match, and Punk was bleeding too. It's like there was blood. He got his back of his head cracked over, but it was still good. That just made Punk even more vicious as time went on. Just when, yep, and once he locked in that Anaconda Vice, King was tapping out. Oh my god. And Punk wins, Punk wins, Punk wins. And then he locked it in and he like locked it in. And I was like, oh god, Punk get a win, but I'm like, damn it, PG, I forgot. And yeah, he locks the cage and pretty much Punk locks his leavers in like, admit it, Lawler, admit I'm the best in the world. And then Lawler's like, hell no, and guess what, Lawler? Got your ass whooped some more by CM motherfucking Punk. And I loved it. And then Cena, of course, has to arrive because, he's John Cena. And, yeah, but he was too late. And he was too late. But really, he's like, Cena should just climb the cage. He's like, get the cage up, hurry up. And then he was too late. And then Punk was all like, yeah. I know, proving once and for all that he is the best in the world, all that jazz. And all I have to say is, Raw this week was alright. Other than Triple H's speed, Punk going crazy on the King, and my baby AJ going crazy on Vicky, nothing really too much happened this week on Raw. So I really hope next week's Raw would do much better, or at least improve. Alright, anyways, this is your boy RKO 2582 signing off. Take care.